Hello and welcome back in Neverwinter Nights 2. And last episode we finally finished Act 1 of the campaign. Now we are in Act 2 and we are already in trouble because we are being accused of the slaughter Ember Village. Now, of course, we know that we didn't do it, and pretty much everyone in Neverwinter knows that. Well, maybe not everyone, but the important people know it. And in order to be protected from the wrath of the Luskans, because Ember was a Luskan village, we have to become a Squire. And for that we need to head over to the merchant district and talk to a knight in the city watch. Yeah, merchant quarter. I was confused for a second because all the other points vanished, but makes sense because they are the points for Act 1. And now we get new points in Act 2. And otherwise the map would be a bit crowded at some point. Oh. No, it was just the autocast. I thought we were in combat, but no. Just the autocast. And also, like newest member of our party, Chandra, who's quite tall actually. Yeah, why is she so tall? And of course Sand, who is here to assist us. Let's head into the headquarters of the City Watch. Have a little chat with a certain knight. There's Prelena and there is Sir Grayson Corett.
Blessings of Tyr be upon you. Sir Naval has told me of your predicament, and it so happens that I have need of a squire. This is unusual, to say the least. Usually prospective squires spend months, even years, proving themselves before they are permitted to enter the nobility. But Captain Brelena and Sir Naval both vouch for your character and your ability, and I have heard of your exploits in the city as well. Still, count yourself lucky to avoid years of caring for my horse and scouring the rust from my arms and armor. Your need is great, so I'll take you as my charge.
Well, that's it? I'm a squire now?
Not quite so simple as that, but years of service will be passed over in your case. I am Sir Grayson Corett. My sword is sworn to Nasher, Neverwinter, and Tyr, and it falls to me to teach you chivalry, so that you will not dishonor me overmuch as your knight.
I will be honored to serve as your squire, sire.
Good. You appear capable of defending yourself, so we'll not discuss that. The Brotherhood of Knights is one bound by the ideals of chivalry and honor. Without honor, a knight is nothing more than an animal with a sword. To be a knight is to lead a life of duty and responsibility. We are bound by a code that prescribes our every action. To be brave and valorous in battle against your enemies. To show no fear in their presence. To be just and righteous. To embody and uphold the laws of your lord and land, to be respectful to your enemies and kind to your fellows, to protect the weak and those who cannot defend themselves. All squires have these rules impressed upon them by rote and lash, but I suspect that you are mature enough to take the lesson without the cuffing.
Yeah, it's usually the enemy that fears me and not the other way around, and with that, I do understand my duty.
Knowing the code of conduct is important for a knight or squire, but living by that code is paramount. To be a knight is also to live a life of service to your lord and realm. You will be expected to perform certain duties for the crown. Given your unique circumstance, these duties will be waiting for you after the trial. However, there is one observance that cannot be postponed. The vigil.
What must I do?
Your vigil is a time for reflection and contemplation. It is a sacred tradition. All who would become squires spend a night in the solace glade. You must spend the night alone, of course. Most choose to reflect on their vows or to ask the blessing of their gods. On the next morning, I will welcome you into our brotherhood.
I'm ready for my vigil.
Come then. I will lead you to the solace glade.
Alright, ready to come. He pronounced it kind of weirdly, I thought. Oh, this looks nice.
Every knight and squire of Neverwinter has touched this sacred ground. To Helm, to Tempest, to Torm, and to Tyr have prayers been given. Think on that. Think on the fellowship you wish to join. Perhaps clear your mind and think of nothing. I will return in the morning, and you will greet the new day as my squire.
Well, see you in the morning then. Have a good night.
Indeed, I take my leave of you and your thoughts.
Are you here? I can barely see anything out here.
Yeah, Chandra. What are you doing here? I guess the prompt.
Look, the way trouble follows you, there's no way I'd let you come out here alone.
Well, thank you for coming, but I meant to stand the vigil alone. It's tradition, and after all, I am quite capable of defending myself, I think.
You really believe this stuff, don't you? Maybe I was wrong about knights. Well, I'm training just like you are. My mentor told me to follow his lead, so here I am. If you think I'm leaving now, think again. Anyway, I doubt I could find my way back to Neverwinter in the dark. Plus, I wanted to see if any of the gods would want to inflict further punishment on you. Hey, did you hear something?
I didn't expect the girl to be here. We'll spare her the grief of crying over your corpse and kill her as well.
I'm right here, you know. Why don't you try?
Who are you and why are you bothering me?
We're the ones who've been sent to kill you, Squire. Try not to die too quietly.
Always these troublemakers. You can't even chill in the woods one night. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, I'll put that over here, because we do have a new spell that I want to try out, and these guys seem like the perfect test subjects for that. I don't want to go there. I want to cast skeletons. Why did I put the Rot of Frost on? That's not what I wanted. Oh, that's a race from an undead. What? Oh, there is one. Ah, I see. Okay. Got a zombie warrior now. Nice. Well, time to Eldritch Blast them. Perfect, and... oh, he's already dead.
Solace Glade, huh? Talk about a poor name choice. Those men came out of nowhere. Don't you ever spend one night in peace?
It's quite rare, trust me.
I believe that. Hey, the leader there. He's got a ring on his finger. It's a circle with teeth or spikes.
Or daggers, perhaps?
Could be, I suppose. It's hard to tell with all the blood. Here, you take the ring. I don't want to hold on to it. Look, maybe I better slip away before your knight returns. I don't want you getting into any trouble.
Yes, that's for the best. Dawn's almost here, so better get moving, Chandra.
Good luck. And hopefully when we see each other again, you'll be Neverwinter's newest squire.
What happened?
Well, there were a couple of Luskan assassins, but they are not a problem anymore.
No doubt they caught wind of our plan and saw this as their last chance to judge you as they wished. Either way, their efforts have failed, and that is all that matters. I take you as my squire and bind you to the service of the throne of Neverwinter. This title also admits you into the nobility. For truly, there can be no charge nobler than protecting one's home from those who would threaten it. Come, Nasher should be informed of your change in station.
Hold on, there's a loot. And I want to take a closer look at our little zombie friend over here. He looks more like an orc from Lord of the Rings, I think. Not really like a zombie. And that's cool, it means we really just have like a small army following us around now. What is this? Giant bee venom. Average. Can be used to poison a blade. And strange ring. You found this ring on the body of one of the men who tried to assassinate you during your vigil. Its insignia consists of a set of what appear to be spikes or knives intertwined in a circle. The ring is otherwise unremarkable. Oh yeah, we need to put the rod back here. And ooh, we have a scimitar. And some more venom. Pass last slot as always. I can't stack these. It's annoying. And scorpion venom and scimitar +1. Well, now we are ready to go. Should have saved. But we can do that in a second, I think.
Ah, Sir Grayson. A pleasure to see you.
It is my honor to serve, my lord.
What brings you here? You look troubled.
My lord, it has come to my attention that this man stands accused of murder and is to be given over to Luskan for trial.
What you have heard is true. Is that why you are here?
I am here because this man is my squire and must be tried by your hand and the will of the gods alone.
What is this nonsense? This knight has no squire.
I would choose your words carefully, Ambassador, lest I think you are accusing one of my knights of speaking lies.
I only hear the words of a man shielding a murderer.
Then let the accused speak. What say you? Does my knight speak truly? Are you his squire?
Yes, Sir Lord Nasher, I am his squire, and I swear to serve Neverwinter faithfully and well.
Then it is true. That means this squire will be tried here, Ambassador, not within Luskan's walls.
There is no justice in this, but I was a fool to expect justice in Neverwinter.
The zombie is still there.
Seeing that gloating smile strip from her face pleases me more than you will know. But this has bought only a little more time. Time we cannot afford to waste. We must find the truth of what happened at Ember, and quickly. But you cannot do so here. You have my leave to depart Neverwinter, provided you give your word to return for the trial.
Also Lord Nasher.
Travel to Port Last. Someone there can guide you to Ember. Then return with whatever you can that will prove your innocence.
It would be wise to speak to Hieramos in Port Last. He is said to be a fair man and vigilant of his people and the lands around. We'll see.
You are to be congratulated on joining the service of Neverwinter and its knights. Serve Neverwinter, and it will serve you. For now, go to Port Last. It should be marked upon your map. Once there, see about visiting Ember as well. Keep your resolve. I am confident you will expose the truth of this matter soon enough. And after this trial, I will have more duties for you.
Of course, Lord Nasher. Oh, we are actually in his palace now. That's cool. Oh, Chandra is here again as well. Near death, but she is here. And a zombie, of course. Let's save the game. And can we rest here? Yes. Chandra needs her health back, but we are missing people. And we are over encumbered. Let's give the scimitar to her. Some nobles, some royal guards. Palace of Neverwinter looks quite good, I'd say. Let's check. Do we check the side doors? No, let's leave. Loading a bit. Okay. Sergeant Brockenburn. Keldor Weber. Welcome to the Black Lake District, sir. I am Sergeant Brockenburn, and it's a pleasure to finally meet you. You'll find this a quieter ward than what you're used to, I think. My men are an honest lot. We take no bribes and tolerate no disorder. There's a lot more people around now. True enough, we couldn't locate the murderer, so Lord Nasher felt there was a little point in keeping the district locked down. I've added more watchmen to keep an eye on things. All the same, the lads will feel better with you in the district, I think. We've all heard how you cleaned up the docks. You need any help finding anything around here, I am at your service. How long have you served here already? 20 years I've patrolled these streets, and I make a point to know every grudge, every love affair, every tawdry bit of gossip. Wouldn't be such a quiet ward if I didn't. What's there to see around here? Best to be careful about sightseeing. The nobles here value their privacy. A few of them have their own guards, and they've no qualms about throwing blades on us. I admit the theater on the lake does attract a certain amount of attention. Lord Tamar built it after the Luskan invasion, trying to win back the people's affection from Nasher, they say. There's a bard performing there now, fellow by the name of Cain. My grandson has heard of him. I certainly haven't. I can't read. Are there any merchants here? Only a few. You can try the Academy Square, just out front of the Archives building. You'll find a scattering of merchants there. Best hold your nose if you're browsing their stalls. The shopkeepers serve the needs of the Academy students, so it's foul-smelling potions, eye of newt and the like. Alright, thank you. Yeah, but I would also like to return to the docks to get the rest of our party together. There's the Academy Square, the Archives, we've already been in there. There's the Academy itself. We have the Church of Lavender, Aldernon's Manse, the Theater on the Lake, and the Collector's Mansion. Okay. We could pay the Archives a visit again, perhaps. Let's see, we have some Academy students. A merchant. That's quite nice. Okay, well, I can't actually talk to him. Ah, maybe this will... No. Dane Lineth. Keldor Weber, isn't that right? Your name is on every tongue in the city, and each tells a more fantastic hail than the last. Tell me, do you hail from West Harbor perchance? A dear friend of mine lives there. His name is Deegan, and he had a half-elven ward who'd be about your age. Indeed, that would be me. Really? Why, I knew Deegan of old, before his passions dimmed and his wanderlust faded. We crossed paths now and then, even journeyed together for a time. Listen, I keep a store of secret goods. I don't offer them to the students, as they require a certain level of proficiency. But for Deegan's reward, I'm willing to make an offer, at a discounted price. Oh, very well, show me these special wares. What do we have? A mat against gloves. The reputation of the penniless aristocrat turned self-proclaimed High Minister of Au spread throughout Waterdeep like wildfire. Medarshi Yent had seen a vision of the High God Au, and taken it as a sign that he was to lead the new church of Au, after he kicked a homeless man in the face and cured his blindness. He attracted many more followers. His fellow ministers were even more absurd than Medarshi, because they lacked the particularly intense fire that lit the High Minister's madness. When Medarshi began his kicking crusade across the Waterdeep, he rightfully should have been killed within the first few hours. Unfortunately for his would-be killers, Medarshi's new followers defended him fanatically. Soon after the beginning of the kicking crusade, Medarshi started to realize that some of the people he was kicking were not actually suffering from illness. As he helped his victims to their feet, he noticed that his black gloves healed wounds at a touch. His faithful were enthralled at his new miracle. Medarshi spread his brand of healing across the Waterdeep for days before he ran into trouble. When the High Minister kicked the priest of Bane, the dead god of hatred and tyranny, in the face, he was followed. To make matters worse, Medarshi insisted that the priest unhand him because no servant of a dead god is fit to touch a servant of Au. Even without the magic of his deity, the priest of Bane was more than a physical match for Medarshi and his band of lunatics. That's quite an interesting story. Only usable by clerics though, and cure moderate wound 3 users per day. What's the armor of Graham the Mouse? At the age of 18, a small young man from Woonlaw named Graham Chandler was inducted into the ranks of the Damaran Paladins of Torm. Nicknamed the Mouse by his fellow classmates for his small size and great love of cheese, Graham had become well respected during his time as an initiate. However, when it came time to arm and armor the initiates as full paladin of the church, the embarrassed order found that it did not possess a suit small enough to fit Graham. The priests and paladins apologized to Graham and told him they would get a suit of armor made as quickly as possible, though Graham's classmates snickered about it. Graham smiled and quietly went about his business. Only a month later, while most of the other paladins of the church were away on business, a lone wounded rider approached the Tormish fortress and demanded to see whoever was in charge. Graham was far from in charge, but there were no paladins of rank present. The rider turned out to be a Thayan escort for a female red wizard, who had been attacked by bugbears in the wilderness. The priests sneered at the rider when they learned of his nationality, but Graham told the escort it was his duty to protect travelers from aggression within Tormish territory. The priests tried to dissuade Graham from attempting to go after the Red Wizard, but Graham rebuked them and repeated to the escort that it would be his honor to mount a rescue effort. Protected only by his helmet and the heavy height demanded by the climate, Graham followed the escort to the site of the battle. From there, the escort tracked the bugbears to a cave. When Graham and the escort entered, they immediately came under heavy attack from bugbears. The escort resolve faded, and he fled back into the wilderness. Graham pressed on, killing 4 bugbears and wounding 2 more before he died within sight of the Red Wizard. Though the bugbears were by no means wiped out, the attack weakened and confused them enough that the Red Wizard was able to blast her way out of the cave system. Later, she returned to Damara and approached the priests of the wilderness, Temple of Torm, from which Graham came. When she learned about their selfless valiance of Graham, even her fey-hardened heart was moved. She had a suit of armor constructed and enchanted for her small savior. It was built to the finest standards of quality, and it is said that the priests and paladins of Torm assembled at Graham's burial gasped in awe at its beauty. In later years, Graham was used as an example of devotion to duty for fledgling paladins. His revered tomb was looted by a fractured Orcish army from Bahazar, and the temple was destroyed in 1298. It's a paladin armor, isn't it? Yes. What are Baldoric's eelskin boots? Due to their religious responsibilities, minions of Umberlee are supposed to avoid personal entanglement with those who work the sea. Of course, even among those who follow dark gods, the pursuit of pleasure and emotional gratitude often cause them to stray from their commandments. Let me drink something 1 second. Reading makes thirsty. One priestess who stayed in such a fashion was Kalana Fisher. In 1357 she began a romance with the pirate captain Balhudari. Though both were extremely flawed people with outrageous personalities and a complete lack of faithfulness, they had a strange mutual affection for each other. But while Balhodari's great flaw was his mean temper, Kalana's was in holding grudges. In 1366, Kalana tracked down the murderer of Balhodari, a Telosian pirate captain named Median. She planted information in Median's spy network and anonymously offered him a tantalizing price: 3 high-value merchant ships leaving the port of Baldur's Gate, with few defenses. Low on money, Median took the bait. He was slaughtered by the numerous guards that poured from the ship's holds. As Median lay dying on the deck of the Malediction, the priestess pulled the boots from his feet, boots she had crafted for Balhudari from the skin of giant eels. The merchant's guards stripped the rest of Median's gear from his body before dumping him into the ocean. As it had turned out, the merchant captain was a superstitious sort and had gone to the Temple of Umberlee in Baldur's Gate for a divination. Without hesitation, the priestess Kalana had foretold a horrible attack outside the port. Not only did Kalana get her revenge, but the captain became a lifelong donator to the Church of Umberlee. Unusable by rogues. We could buy this for Nishka, but we don't even have enough money to buy it. Only haste. Honestly, not even that good, I think. Like, it just use haste. No. Cranestone gloves. They're for monks. Do I read this as well? Sure. Wait, let me just check for a second how many items there are. Because are there like weapons? Oh yeah. I think all of these items have like long items descriptions, so I'm not gonna read all of them. That would take quite a long time, but this seems to be for warlocks. Intelligence minus score 2. Charisma. And you can use fear. I don't know why I would even buy that. I'll be honest, that seems trash. Druid. Move silently +2. Freedom of movement. And this is for fighters. Hit point. Oh, those are good actually. They only cost 400. What? How are they that good and only cost 400? That's crazy. We'll buy those.
Yes.
I might give them to Kelgar, but for now we give them to Chandra.
I suppose so.
Now what are the weapons? A Kanda. Quite expensive. Yeah, those are all quite expensive. Morning Star +2. Is there like a good Morning Star perhaps? Slow Blade, I think that's a dagger. Poison. A lot of these allowed to lose like spells, but I don't know. That doesn't seem that useful. Here's Slave Collar. Wizard's... Ooh. I could equip that. What do we have currently? Vitality. What classes are these for? Barbarian. Ranger. And Bard. Okay. Useless. Alright, we got new boots. I might take a look at the weapons again at some point, but not in this episode, because this episode is now over. See you all again, hopefully next episode. We will explore around the district a bit, and then we need to get the rest of our party back before we head to Port Last and Ember Village. Already see there's more people to talk to over there. So until then, goodbye.